Russian troops demand Ukrainians pay them bribes to flee occupied area.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russian troops are demanding monetary bribes from Ukrainian citizens who are attempting to flee the occupied southeastern city of Melitopol, according to a Ukrainian military administration. The Zaporizhzhia Oblast Military Administration wrote in a message on Telegram that Russian troops are forcing civilians to pay 3,000 to 5,000 hryvnias to leave the occupied territory. The Zaporizhzhia region, which encompasses Melitopol, has largely been occupied by Russian forces since troops began focusing efforts on capturing Ukraine's southern and eastern territories. The Russians are trying to profit from armed pressure on Melitopol civilians. Russian soldiers at checkpoints are demanding that Melitopol residents who are trying to leave the city pay them between 3,000 and 5,000 hryvnias, the military administration wrote on Telegram, according to an English translation by the newspaper Ukrainska Pravda. The media outlet also noted that in the nearby city of Enerhodar, Russian troops have stopped hundreds of Ukrainian cars from passing through checkpoints to leave the area. Ever since Russian President Vladimir Putin first ordered troops to invade the country on February 24, Russia's forces have faced heavy losses and had few military successes. Ukrainian officials estimate that over 20,000 Russian troops have died, while at least a dozen of the nation's top military generals have also been slain, Newsweek previously reported.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Perhaps ransom money might be accurate.
Par for the course, at this point.
One of the major incentives for joining the Russian army is loot. Looting is actively encouraged and is a real part of their compensation program. Leaving empty-handed just wasn't what they signed up for. They want to get paid. The booty system, sometimes referred to as a spoils system or mercenary system. An ancient method that founded the basis of the prize system and the origin of privateering, where governments not only turn a blind eye to looting but also encouraged it. Booty of war, also termed spoils of war, is the movable property of an enemy state or its subjects which can be used for warlike purposes, in particular its soldiers' arms and equipment, captured on land, as opposed to prize, which is hostile property captured at sea. It is legally the property of the victorious state, but all or part of it may be granted to the troops that capture it. Cost-effective for the victorious government, they don't have to pay their troops because their troops are expected to pay themselves. This practice fell out of favor over a century ago and declared illegal in 1929 in the Third Geneva Convention.
Russians are going to be resented for this for decades. Oh, honestly, this is nothing new. Holodomor, Katyn massacre, Warsaw Uprising, Baltic deportations, Hungarian Revolution, invasion of Czechoslovakia, Chechnya, Georgia, etc. Russia has a real history of treating their liberated, Warsaw Pact-era allies like absolute dogshit. This is just another to add to the list that they'll endlessly try to counter with the us is worse though.
Yep, there's a reason quite a few former Pact countries joined NATO. It's never the other way around.
Also, there's a reason why a country has never left NATO.
Remember to bring 2 packs of cigarettes, a bottle of vodka and a jar of pickles.
And potato. Always include potato.
Is never potato.
First station and literally my first step in Russia was meeting a Russian border guard who demanded for 5,000 rubles bribe just to not kick me off the train and turn me back. He reasoned that I'm a young man from Ukraine and you know the situation, you may be suspicious, so, 5,000. So my very first experience in Russia just after a few minutes after crossing the board was corruption. At the same time my first bribe experience was in Russia.
No judgment either way of course, but I'm curious if you paid him, and if you felt compelled to do so. Like he will follow through on his threat if you don't?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.